Hey everybody, it's me, Remy, the comic book poser, and today we're going to talk about what I'm planning on picking up for my LCS on this Wednesday, August the 5th. So we'll see what books made the list.
Hey! The champ is telling you to do something. All right, you know what? You know what? You know what just happened? Because you didn't do what he said? You know what? You know what? You just made the list!
All right, I'm still trying to figure out the best way to be able to look at my notes while having an external webcam. So if I look a little fumbly, I didn't like looking on my phone last week, so I've got my list up on my computer, so I'll try to still look at you and not everything that I have written down, because I'm practicing my eye contact, because the inner speech coach yells at me when I watch my videos because I have bad public speaking mechanics at times. I know I sound boring as shit. I'm working on that too. All right. So from Aftershock this week, there's one book I plan on picking up, and it's Disaster Incorporated #2. It's by Harris and Pritz, and the A cover is by Clark and Villaruba. I was intrigued by the premise of the first book of Disaster Incorporated. I liked the idea of like the chaos tourism and people kind of getting into areas of the world that are unopened to the rest of the public, and I like the little teases we get about what might be happening around the walled off Fukushima nuclear reactor. That I'm intrigued by it, and I know there were a lot of people that got turned off by the first one, but I like it enough, and I like Aftershock enough that I'm willing to give #2 a chance. So we'll see if the premise stays interesting to me, or if it's something that, maybe falls off the list. From AWA, the first thing that I plan on picking up this week is a new #1, and it's Bad Mother. It's by Faust and Deodato Jr., and the A cover is a Deodato Jr. cover. I can't remember the summary of this one, but as I've said a million times, if it's new and it's from AWA, I will always pick up their #1s because I really, really, really like what they've got going on over there. AWA also has a free comic book day book coming out, and it's a Resistance book. And I don't know if it's just #1, then I might pick it up to see if there are some differences between the first issue, which I already have, and free comic book day version of #1. I know sometimes there's those discrepancies. I don't know if that will be true in AWA's case, but I'll pick it up again. From Boom Studios, there's one book that I plan on picking up this week, and it's King of Nowhere #4, I believe. It's by Prince and Jenkins, and I'm going to pick up the A cover. I really like how the intensity of this book kind of picks up from issue to issue, that we get a little bit of hints at the end of #3 about why the people of Nowhere may have, mutations, disfigurations, and I want to see if they continue to roll with that storyline. I also liked how we got some background information on the fish head dude in terms of looking at, his relationship to or with his parents. So I'm wondering if maybe we get a little bit more of that as well in this next book. From DC, I have a big old pile of books that I plan on getting. The first is obviously Batman #96, the second part of the mainline Joker war run. I have been enjoying what James Tynion has done. I like Jorge Jimenez's art in here, and I'll probably just get the A cover from Guillaume March. Deceased Dead Planet #2 comes out this week. I don't know which cover I plan on getting. I'll definitely get the A cover, but I think I only picked up the movie variant cover for book #1, so I plan on probably maybe just getting the movie variant if it's still there by the time I get to my shop, because I think those covers are kind of cool. There's a Dark Knights death metal spinoff that is coming out, and it's Legends of the Dark Knights #1. I'll probably ask Wes, my DC guy over at Comics The Gathering, to see if he thinks that this is an essential read. And I've said before that I still haven't finished reading Metal, that, I've been moving stuff around and getting caught up on a bunch of indies, that if Wes thinks that this is an essential read, since he does most Batman related reviews over at CTG, then if it's essential, I'll pick it up and add it to the death metal stack of things that I need to read anyway. The next up is Justice League number 50, and I believe this is the third and final part of Cy Spurrier's run on the title. So I want to see how the Justice League deals with the little insurgents that they created based on their inability to manage a comet's population. I like this. I wouldn't mind seeing Cy Spurrier do more on the Justice League. That I said that these 3 issues have been kind of a breath of fresh air from some of the stuff that Venditti has done, although I've enjoyed, that as well. The last book from DC that I plan on picking up is Strange Adventures number 4, from the massive team up of King Gerads and Doc Shaner. I really enjoyed Strange Adventures number 3 infinitely more than I did part 2. I liked seeing kind of the beginnings of the trial, kind of the focus on what got Adam Strange into hot water, that we're slowly starting to see some more depth. We're seeing a little bit more of the relationship building with his wife in the same way we saw the relationship build between Mr. Miracle and Big Barda. And I know that, people are making those comparisons all over the place, but it's right. It feels like a good like-for-like style. I really want to get both covers again, that I just like the duality of them. I only got the B cover for book 3, so I'm still on the hunt for Strange Adventures 3A. From IDW, there are 2 books out, and I don't know if my LCS will have one of them. I want to buy the Transformers My Little Ponies book. I don't know why. It's just interesting. And maybe my daughter will read it. She kind of likes My Little Pony. But I don't know. I don't know what to think. The second one is Marvel Action Adventures number 10. It's a second printing, and I'm picking this up based on a tip from 1-2 Comic Talk that I can't remember what Kevin's recommendation was to look for. But just like I feel, Kevin hit it on the nose with his recommendation of Kanto, the Kanto one-shot that came out 2 weeks ago, I'm going to trust Kevin. From Image, I've got 4 books that I plan on picking up. Number 1 is Ice Cream Man number 20. Probably just the A cover, unless my shop gets the Dr. Seuss cover, because I think that's kind of dope. Tyler Prince and Martin Morazzo, and it's the A cover is by Morazzo. So I'm excited to kind of start picking these up issue by issue, that I've got the first, or all of the volumes in trade. And I just kind of like the individual craziness that happens, while also looking for some common threads across the individual issues. And I'll give credit to Shaq for DC Comics on Twitter, that Shaq is the reason why I'm reading Ice Cream Man, and I feel like he has nailed that recommendation as well. Next up is On the Stump number 4. It's Chuck Brown and Prenzy and Clayton Cowles on that title. It's weird. I like Thunderdome meets American Government, and I want more of it. That's all I got to say about On the Stump. Number 3 from Image is Reaver number 10. I like what Justin Jordan and Nico Henriken are doing on this title. I like watching the evolution of Rakala, and now I can't remember the big dude, Essenbreaker, that I want to see what continues to happen now that they have just fought their way out of captivity in book 9. And then the last one, and maybe one of the books that I'm the most excited about this week, is Undiscovered Country number 7. From, Snyder, Soule, Canicoli, all 4 million people who have their hands on this book. It's the beginning of the second arc. They just kind of fled through the next gate at the end of the previous book, and we get little teases about the chaos that may be coming, but I'm really excited to hop in. I also kind of liked the letter that we got at the end of book 6 in terms of them talking about kind of the impact of COVID on them. So I want to see kind of where their headspace is at now if they decide to write about that. From Marvel, I have 5 books. The first is Doctor Strange Surgeon Supreme number 6. It's Wade and Walker on the title. I like, watching Doctor Strange have to be a doctor and the master of the mystical arts or whatever his. But I like this, the notion of kind of the cursed artifact hunt. It's been a fun read that seems slightly different for some of the stuff we've seen Doctor Strange deal with in the past. The next book I'm conflicted on picking up, Ant-Man number 4 by Wells and Burnett comes out this week. This is the first set of printing of Marvel titles that were initially moved to digital only, but are now coming out in print. Part of me still wants to be pissed at Marvel for pushing some of these titles off, right? Like this, Ghost Spider, Avengers of the Wasteland, which is also coming out this week, and, Hawkeye Freefall. Part of me still wants to finish them. Like, I refuse to buy them digitally if they were only going to come out in trade, which was one of the stories that Marvel told, then I definitely wasn't going to pick that up, because I'm not going to give them, $16 for 2 books. But if I can pick up 4 and 5, I feel bad not giving my LCS the money for that, because I'm mad at Marvel. But Avengers of the Wasteland number 4 also comes out this week, and it's the same story. Deadpool number 6 comes out. What Kelly Thompson is doing on Deadpool is probably one of my favorite ongoing Marvel titles right now, that just the over-the-top, crazy Island of Monsters, King of the Monsters storyline is a fun read. It's a good palate cleanser from some of the heavier things that I typically have on my pull list. So I'm excited to crack into it. And it's been a while since I've seen my guy Jeff the Land Shark in print. So I need my Jeff cameo. I also need to get that Jeff toy that if I find the image, I'll put it up here on the other side of the cover, because I love Jeff the Land. The last Marvel book that I plan on picking up is Giant Size X-Men Phantom X number 1. I like just these little one-shots that do some necessary threading of events across all of the X-Men titles, or they set something up for the main title, right? I don't know what the Phantom X book is gonna do necessarily, but I enjoyed what they did with the Magneto one, right? The Magneto one is all about buying an island for Kitty Pryde. I don't know, but I got some Submariner. If Submariner shows up in Phantom X, then I'll find Hickman and kiss him on the mouth. I'll air high five him. The next one is another free comic book day book that I plan on getting. It's from New England Comics, and it's The Tick. You talk about weird characters with weird histories and weird stories. I need more of The Tick. I loved the cartoon. I've loved the comics from when I read them. I loved the Amazon series. I loved what Fox did a live action that was rough, but it's still The Tick. So I need more of The Tick. I need that blue itch scratched. And then wrapping things up this week with Vault. Pew 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 pew. I love finger guns. I know a lot of you hopped on the impromptu live stream when I got to interview Justin Richardson about this book. I have already read it, and I am looking forward to watching all of the reactions and talking to everybody finally about what happens in book 4, because it sets things up for an amazing next turn. I will buy the A cover, but if I see this sweet, sweet, sweet Jen Hickman variant, I will also buy it, because I will have all of the covers of each book. And just these Jen Hickman variants are absolutely stunning. And then the last one, of course, it can't be a Vault day without picking up some Money Shot. Money Shot 7 is coming out this week. It's by Celie Beatty and Rebecca Isaacs. I am a big fan of Money Shot. That book 6, which came out a couple weeks ago, was just kind of an update on what happened to the crew after they returned home from the mission in the first arc, and they're given a grant to either continue their experiment to find a sustainable energy source, or they can decide to use the grant money to attempt to change the game on their channel to increase the subscriber count so they can have a longer, more sustainable revenue stream to continue their research. It's a wild book. Don't read it if you don't like weird sex stuff. I'm not saying I like weird sex stuff, but I don't mind reading books about sex with aliens that's kind of filmed through, like, my snowball mic looks like the camera that follows all of them around, and it's reminiscent of my dude Skeets from Booster Gold. That book just hits everything on the head for me. I'm a big fan of just how insane it is. And with that, that's everything I plan on picking up this week. This video is going to drop on Tuesday, so if there's something that you're picking up that you think that I missed out on and I should grab, right? I have been converted to reading some Power Rangers because of Burke Family 54. I have been converted into reading some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because of the comic jabroni. I'm going to read the next arc of Kanto because of the suggestions of 1-2 Comic Talk. So if there's anything that's on this list that I missed that you think that I should jump into now, let me know below and I'll add it before I go to my shop on Wednesday. And as always, thanks for stopping by and have a good one.